And I think that probably I loved that work because I could spend working with one-on-one clients. I spend a lot of time in their stories, the story of their body, the story of their energy, working intuitively with what I was seeing and hearing and feeling and noticing, and reflecting that back to them. And so that became a part of the healing process for my clients. But I think ultimately for myself too, just learning how to trust and to navigate the unseen worlds and of energy, and then also, and which comes in the form of imagination, right? It's like the imagination is really the vehicle for our intuition.
Yeah.
And so that's really how I teach intuitive development. That's how I teach um, polarity therapy, and that's how I teach dream work, is just by helping people learn how to trust those imagination muscles and build them through practice of paying attention to those stories that come when we're sleeping, or through conscious dream work, which is another big aspect of what I do. It's not just working with sleep dreams, but also our waking dreams
Mm.
and how those two interplay. So to me, that's consciousness work, really. I think the imagination is that bridge between our subconscious and our superconscious,
Yeah.
and then bringing that into consciousness so we can consciously create the stories of our lives instead of recreating the ones that we don't want unconsciously.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that really resonates with me, and the idea that and I love the idea that you can really communicate with your subconscious through stories, you know, that everything that you say, any story that you create, whether you dream it, whether it's a dream or it's an actual story that you create, um, is going to say something about your subconscious dynamic and what's going on, like, you know, what's at play within you, and what's like the, I guess, the story maker behind your life. And when you see it, then you can, you know, you can also interact with it through story. And that's a lot what constellation is about, because I, you know, yesterday I was actually doing a session with one of my teachers in constellation, and we did a constellation about parts of myself. And the rearranging of the story, it was so clear in the constellation. It's not always the case, but this time was like, okay, this is the story as it is now, and now I'm going to write something different. And I could feel in my body like things, you know, things shifting. And I wonder, because you're also a body worker, and you also, you know, you work with people's bodies. What's your experience, you know, in seeing the impact of stories in people's bodies?
Oh my gosh.
I know it's a big question, so I'm like springing this on you, but
I love that question.